So, if you had the chance to meet him before he went down the road of these atrocities, what have you learned in all of your speaking engagements and your activism? What would you, I guess, say to him to try to show him the right way?
I think if I had a chance to show him all that stuff I researched, I would do that. So, and let him do his job to read it, to show it. And I think he wouldn't change. He would change all that stuff. He never became a mass murderer.
You described him as not being a monster, but things that I have read, whenever he was in prison, he was asked if he ever regretted what he had done, and he said that he didn't. Like, he never admitted to regret. He said his only regret that he did not spend more time with his family. And I understand you describing him as a family man, but it still sounds as though it still sounds as though he never had any regrets about all the murder, even when he was faced with the numbers during the trials.
I think it's two sides of the medal. On one side, he was a order-by-order soldier, went to the camp, and he was responsible for the industrial mass killings. So he was perfect in that way he works. But on the other side, he was perfect as a father. So he never slacked his children. So I was a little bit irritated that my father beated us the whole time. So he didn't know that from his own father. So what happened? But I'm a lucky man today.
My question kind of goes along with her. Do you feel that people who do evil things, are they evil by nature, or they just do evil things as a product of their environment?
Nobody came as criminal on earth. So that's the truth. I think the community around, and especially the family, create their own monsters. If we don't take care of our children, to look about that, I think they're, in a way, open for all the criminal stuff around them. Especially like internet. How many of you used about all these smartphones? We as parents cannot control your smartphones. It's a kind of respect to our children, not to look in what you write, what you're talking. How many of these very bad platforms are existing where mobbing is a daily present thing? So if we don't take care about it, we create these monsters. Yeah, of course. A well-educated.
You said you had your first child at 16, and you separated your family from your family in 1985. How did those 4 years, I don't know, how did those 4 years affect your relationship with your eldest child, being still connected with your family? Does that make sense?
You are saying that he had his first child 15 and he left the family. Didn't your mother divorce your father and you beat your father up and you said, if you ever touch me again, I will kill you? Tell them that.
Exactly.
Leave it to grandma.
No, never.
Right.
I wondered, which do you think was
I think for all three parts are involved in such families. I think the end is that it's not fear that I'm talking about the legacy of my family. I blame my own family. I think that is the point. That I bring them on light. Like my aunt living in DC, nobody knows that for over 14 years. So she had a beautiful life. She grows up there, make money, and nobody was interested in her. But to bring all that stuff on light, that means to blame as well all these family members who deny such crimes. And you're a soldier?
I'm born in the National Guard.
Ah, okay. One question to the guys from the National Guard. Do you follow orders by orders? If it means that you kill people? I know it's a bad question.
Well, honestly, when it comes to following orders, I feel like those above me should have the common knowledge to know morally what is right and what is wrong. I feel like when it comes down to the chain of command, if I'm directed to kill millions of old people or children or those who are weak and disabled, that's something inside of me that I don't think I could personally do. Like we've heard in situations such as Vietnam, where many of the soldiers did not know who the enemy was, because not only were they instructed to kill many helpless people, but many of the people who seemed helpless were undercover. They would be the same people that would attack them when they turned their back, when they would say thank you or goodbye, or we're leaving this village now. So honestly, I signed my paper saying that I am not a conscientious objector. So if I'm told to be the one to pull the trigger, then honestly, I put faith in those above me to know that it's the right decision.
Wow. Thank you.
Originally, I'm from Ukraine, so I'm kind of from a different side of the Second World War. So my grandparents were always telling me stories about that war, and so I know a different side of the story. And my question is that, do you blame your grandfather more than you blame the ideology he was brought up in? Like the surrounding, the environment, because whenever I had discussions with my grandma about Stalin, another great leader of the history, and I would ask her, so like, you got all the facts that he murdered so many people, and you still think that he was the greatest leader of the world? And she would say yes. So I would say that probably ideology has the tremendous power on people, because they become like zombies, brainwashed. So what is your opinion about that? Whether it was ideology or it was more personal preference? Yeah.
I think without ideology, you have no personal commitment. So it was, the first step is ideology and fear. If you get a group of people under fear over a longer time, they do everything. And there is in Germany, we had a film called Die Welle. I don't know, not the English version of the title. It's about a teacher who put his class, spread it off in prisoners, and he's acting, and this experiment gets out of control. So we had the same system. And when you said about Stalin, he was a ally as well but he was also the same criminal like Hitler on the end. He kills millions of people which are not respond to his ideology. So I think it grows up with ideology. Everything grows up with ideology.
I have a question about your talks in schools in Germany.